firstandmonday.com, your one-stop shop for all things internet.
Hi guys, this is Crete with firstandmonday.com. College football is almost here and we're pretty excited about it. I know you guys are too. The opening weekend for college football is one of the most anticipated sporting events of the whole sporting year. And to show our excitement, we've put together, along with our First and Monday fans, a 2015 college football preseason top 10 poll. We're going to break down each team in the top 10, show you all the key points, all of the highlights to make your college football season a much more enjoyable experience. So let's get started. At number 10 on our countdown, the Florida State Seminoles. FSU ended the 2014 season with a loss to Oregon in the first round of the college football playoffs. The loss snapped a 29-game win streak for the Noles. FSU is replacing a ton on offense. Starting quarterback and former Heisman winner Jameis Winston has moved on to the NFL, along with his top targets in Nick O'Leary and Rashad Green. The Noles will also be replacing 4 seniors from the offensive line. Recruiting hasn't really been an issue at Florida State since early Bobby Bowden days, and Jimbo Fisher has reeled in a top 5 class according to most analysts in each of the last 2 recruiting cycles, which means the talent is there, but it's young and inexperienced. On offense, Dalvin Cook was set to carry much of the load at running back, but off-season charges filed against him and a suspension may keep him from seeing the field at all in 2015. That means the FSU fans have put their hopes in Mario Pender to slide in and take the spotlight. Notre Dame transfer Everett Golston comes in and will compete with Sean McGuire for the starting quarterback role. The biggest question on offense is the offensive line. Will the new faces in the trenches gel quickly enough for the new starting quarterback to become comfortable in Coach Jimbo Fisher's offense? The biggest concern on defense is the pass rush. FSU only sacked opposing quarterbacks 17 times in 2014, and that makes it difficult for defensive backs to maintain coverage in today's spread offense. The depth along the front 7 this season will be a key factor in FSU's ability to affect the quarterback in 2015. Jalen Ramsey looks to make the switch from safety to boundary corner in Charles Kelly's defense, and FSU hopes that will ease the pain in the defensive backfield. FSU has arguably the top kicker in the land in Roberto Aguayo, so the offense just needs to get close in order for the Seminoles to score. The toughest games we see on the schedule are at Georgia Tech, at home against Louisville, and the always dangerous rivalry game against Florida. We think this is a rebuilding year for the Noles, but a possible ACC championship is well within reach with all the talent that has been accumulated in Tallahassee. Coming in at number 9 on the poll, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Notre Dame had a disappointing ending to the 2014 season after starting off 6-0. The first loss came at the hands of Florida State on what many consider to be a controversial call at the end of the game. Injuries and key suspensions decimated the second half of the season, but the Irish were able to end on a high note, beating SEC power LSU 31-28 in the Music City Bowl. Notre Dame has a lot of guys coming back. The only key loss of note is Everett Golston, who moved on from the program and transferred to FSU in the offseason. Recruiting under Brian Kelly has been at or near the top of most rankings, so talent really shouldn't be an issue with the Irish. Depth is the key word for the offense this season. Lots of big-time playmakers at the skill positions are returning for Notre Dame, and quarterback Malik Zaire couldn't be happier. The sophomore is set to have a great season with all the talent that surrounds him. Ronnie Stanley at left tackle anchors a veteran offensive line and was a big-time keep for Brian Kelly. He was given a first-round grade by most, but chose to return for his senior season. Will Fuller at wide receiver is expected by Notre Dame fans to have a big-time season. Most of the starters return on defense as well, led by defensive tackle Sheldon Day and linebackers Jalen Smith and Joe Schmidt. Schmidt is a former walk-on for the Irish. The Notre Dame defense got off to a hot start in 2015, but the injury bug struck and the second half of the season was not kind to the stat book. Russell returns at cornerback after a suspension in 2014 and learns to shore up the Notre Dame secondary. Notre Dame is no stranger to a tough schedule, and 2015 won't be any different. They begin a semi-ACC schedule this year with several of the top ACC teams, including Georgia Tech and Clemson, while maintaining several of their yearly rivals in Stanford and then that big one against USC. If the Irish can navigate this schedule with one or no losses, it's pretty obvious they'll slide into the college football playoff. 2 losses and they'll need a little bit of help. We actually predict a 10-2 season for the Irish and a big-time bowl game against a top opponent and barely missing the playoffs. Kelly is in his 6th season as head coach. He's had a lot of success at Notre Dame, but if a repeat of 2014 happens, the rumors and grumblings in South Bend might begin. So there you have it, guys. 2 teams broken down by firstandmonday.com in our 2015 College Football Preseason Top 10 poll. Tune in for the remaining teams in our poll and go to firstandmonday.com for this and other content. We'll see you there.